Salve Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to the crowds, "To what shall I compare the people of this generation? What are they like? They are like children who sit in the marketplace and call to one another, 'We played the flute for you, but you did not dance. We sang a dirge, but you did not weep.' For John the Baptist came neither eating food nor drinking wine, and you said, 'He is possessed by a demon.' The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and you said, 'Look, he is a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners.' But wisdom is vindicated by all her children." The Gospel of the Lord.
In the gospel this morning, we have two facets of celebrating the mystery of salvation. The children that are spoken of in the scriptures is the church, all of us. And so the children are at some point laughing and dancing, but nobody seems to pay attention. But at the same time, the children are sad and weeping all at the same time. What is this? We played the flute for you, but you did not dance. This is Jesus, who's the groom of the great wedding banquet, a marvelously festive occasion. He is love incarnate, overflowing joy, the source of divine mercy. And he brings us a wedding banquet, a banquet of the Holy Eucharist, the love incarnate present to us by him, given to us, is more powerful than death. But many Catholics fail to come to the banquet, and this is the sadness of this great feast. We played you a tune, but you did not dance. You refused to dance with the Lord at the banquet. Many Catholics fail to come to the banquet, or they fail to take the Eucharist seriously and the presence of Christ seriously. This is a calling for us to be among the children who are rejoicing, and not the children who are leaving their faith behind and not taking it seriously, deciding to be not part of the dance. We sang a dirge, but you did not weep. This is the vision of John the Baptist. He has entered this scene, pointing the way to us for the need of repentance. That was his job, the precursor of Jesus, to show people the way of repentance and coming to Christ. This reveals the need for us to be attentive to repentance and reconciliation ourselves, so that we can always be prepared for the joy of the banquet. It's as if a funeral and a death has come through sin and is heavy and weighting upon us. And we fear death because we've been unfamiliar with the reality of the resurrection of Jesus. We don't think enough about the resurrection. Most people think more about a fear of dying over the longing for the resurrection in Jesus Christ. And so it's in the sacrament of reconciliation where the doors of God's mercy open to us. It's in reconciliation that the weight of our faults and sins are lifted, and the thoughts of death diminish and dissolve so that we can see Christ crucified, but not for a finality of life, but for a life that begins anew in the resurrection. As Christ, so we must follow. So we will die because Jesus died. But we will rise because Jesus rose from the dead. However, one small point, in the resurrection, there are two venues. There's one above and one below. And the way we conduct our lives and present ourselves to the banquet and present ourselves to the beauty of seeking mercy through reconciliation, these help to determine which venue we will attend. In this sacrament, especially the sacrament of reconciliation, each person experiences mercy in a unique way, that love more profound and more powerful than sin. That's a quote from St. John Paul II. And so we are being called to dance with the children, to dance for the joy of reconciliation. And we dance for the joy of the Eucharist because we have found these sacraments to be the wisdom of God and the path for salvation.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquam meruisti portare, alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit, alleluia, ora pro nobis Deum, alleluia.